Hello, my name is Eric, and in this video I'll try to give you some direct information about no-hitting Elden Ring Nightreign, where I'll be narrating over a couple of no-hit runs that I've done and share what I know in hopes it helps you do your own. As a starting point to any run, it'll be picking the character you want to do this run with. Preferably, it's one you're knowledgeable of, as that'll be key to maneuvering yourself around the map and in fights, especially against the night bosses and the Night Lord, obviously. While all characters are viable for this challenge, a few are uniquely equipped better for handling the task at hand, I believe, dealing reliable damage safely without getting hit. Uh, Iron Eye, Executor, Duchess, and Wilder, to me, they seem the best candidates for this job thanks to their kit and unique relic buffs. I'll be sharing general information that could apply to any Nightfarer. However, the gameplay I'll be using for the demonstration purposes will be limited to a couple. First run will be my Executor's Tricephalos no-hit run. While you could do this on any random map seed of the 40 possible ones for this Night Lord, I opted into rolling for one that I can plan ahead for. Um, One where I would go, which bosses I would fight, which night bosses I'd fight as well, and if I can secure level 15 by the end of night 2. Those were, I guess, the main objectives while picking out the map. As for any no-hit run of any game, the path of the least resistance is the best. Assuming you just want a simple no-hit run like in any percent, um, except we're doing one expedition here instead of the entire game. So the easier the map, the more favorable it'll be. So the map I chose for this run is this one, and I chose it because it has Crucible Knights, which means a lot of runes compared to Banish Knights, and also because doing a castle with trolls is trolling. The basement is also favorable for this one. A Black Knife Assassin is pretty simple to take down. All you gotta do is just bait out one attack, and on top of that, I can get something nice for her from her as a drop, and also I can grab the final Crucible Knight that's hiding behind her, also a talisman. I'll be showing you a different map that's more favorable, I believe, for ranged characters, like if you're playing Iron Eye or Recluse, because the Crucible Knights can be a bit scary when you're standing from range throwing stuff at them. So we'll start off this run by looking at the map. Everything you see in red circles are the areas we'll be hitting up for runes or items and whatnot. I'll leave it on the screen for a few more seconds so you can check them out. And this run will start off with just killing the first camp that we land at. It's a bunch of nobles, um, and it's going to be a bunch of looting. Looking for anything useful. Not too worried about, anything useful really at the start, but I always like to check out the seals and already got, well, nothing really of use. Electrify armament could have been useful maybe, but not really. Next here, I opt for the Everjail because I got a key. And this Everjail here is really good because it has a Crucible Knight with the Staff Spear. And what's good about this one is that, well, not only is this guy pretty easy to kill, especially with Executor, um, he will, well, probably a she, will not only be dropping me 20k runes, but also, or sorry, she'll be dropping me 30k runes. But alongside of that, there will be the reward of the Everjail, which is going to be another 20k. Now on the map, if you've looked earlier, there was a Leonine Misbegotten that I could have went for instead of for this Everjail, but the Leonine Misbegotten would not have given me as many runes, so this was a lot more favorable. And in a second here, you'll see why I like these seals. I just got one with a nice holy buff that, I can buff my weapon with. That'll be very useful for the Night Lord. Um, for this, Soul Knight or whatever they're called, headless ones, I like to parry. With Executor, you can comfortably just roll his attacks and go for backstabs if you're playing, something else. Now I do hit up two chapels. I probably wouldn't do this if I were to do this run again on the same map, but at the time I was, hoping for, some decent drop or maybe a nice seal with a nice buff. You can always get Golden Vow or Flame Grant Me Strength from a seal, and the bosses for these chapels are kind of pushovers. Like you know this guy, he's pretty easy to take down, a bit scary when it comes to his fire incantations and stuff, but all you need is just to wait out for the right moment to get a free backstab on him, and he's just dead. And you collect a reward. Maybe he drops something nice, maybe he doesn't. Now that we have made it to the castle, I like to start off by airing out these mining dudes, and also maybe grab a talisman if the scarab is there. But also this gives me a quick entry into the castle, so I can start clearing out Crucible Knights, and it doubles as safety in case I pass by this area later on, such that I don't have to worry about one of the miners chucking a rock or something at me. If you've seen the clips, I've had it happen to me too. I get hit with a big gravity rock, like from way too far away. You don't think it should hit you, but it does, and you know. Uh, no risks. I'm not taking any risks. So yeah. Now, if you do feel uncomfortable fighting the Crucible Knights, because uh, you need to be familiar with their move set, know when to dodge, know when to strafe stuff, and obviously know when to parry if you're playing Executor. I do find it most optimal to just go for the parries against them. Um, a quick tip on that: um, this run, it's been a bit of time since I did this run, and I've changed my strategy while fighting these guys. You may see me taking the counter attacks in timings or against certain combos of theirs that nowadays I wouldn't be, simply because there's some risk that I wasn't aware of at the time, so I do get lucky if they don't do something that I'm not expecting. Because at the time I thought they wouldn't, but turns out they've got other moves in the back pocket. For an example, right here when I went for the counter attack after the 1-2 from the guy, nowadays I wouldn't do that unless I know that I'm gonna, you know, stun him with my counter attack. And against the Crucible Knights with the spear, a very useful tip I have on that is to never take a counter attack when they swing from left to right, because they can always decide to do a quick jab with their spear, and you'll never be fast enough to parry that if you go for a counter attack immediately after it. However, at any point, if the spear knight decides to slam down uh, their spear from up to down, or they swing from right to left, you can feel confident to always go for a counterattack on that. And as for the Sword and Shield Crucible Knights, it is best to go for a counterattack every time they do this attack specifically. You get a free one here, and another counterattack after the two wide swings. They love to do that attack very often. It's very easy to parry, and more often than not, you'll probably already have you know stacked up the stance damage. Like now, immediately, uh, stance breaking the guy and taking a free crit on him. Here I do decide to leave the castle because I'm worried I might run out of time, and I don't want to get touched by the rain because I want to do the whole run completely damage free and without a hit, so it's technically a no hit, no damage run. So I leave there before clearing out the other Crucible Knight. I do pass by these, a couple of guys. Just I wanted to like kill them. It was um, I had, I guess, a little bit more time than I thought. I was like, maybe I could use a couple extra runes. I wasn't sure how many levels I was gonna get here, but I know I was gonna get, quite a few. And now all is left is to head for the lake and be prepared for the night one boss. It is highly recommended if you get a big merchant, the special merchant, however you want to call them, on your map, that you always check out his wares. He will be selling either something really powerful as a weapon, all sorts of consumables, the ritual sword talisman every time, which is very nice, and potentially a Rivers of Blood or a whatever else weapon that could be really nice for your class. Um, uh, or even if you don't get a weapon that you like, but you might get a weapon with a really nice passive. Uh, Attack power improved at full HP, something for guard counters, something for crit, all sorts of different passives that could be really nice. So always make sure uh, to check what this guy has. Um, the damage difference can be crazy when you have like three weapons with full attack improved at full HP, and this guy almost you know I'd say there's like 50% chance you get a weapon from this merchant with that specific buff. That's how useful he is. Always check out his wares, and hopefully you get something nice. Now here I know I won't be needing my ult for the boss, so I ult a couple of seconds ahead of time so that I can clear out all the trash mobs that are gonna spawn before the bell bearing hunter um, with my ult because it's pretty free. I misjudged the timing and I ulted, a couple of seconds too early. So now I'm left with the perfumers, but thankfully, the Caligo relic with Hoarfrost just, it's really nice. These guys can be, a bit nimble. They like to jump around and start running away as soon as you attack them, so that they can continue throwing uh, fire sprays and from their perfumes and stuff. Um, but yeah, thankfully I had the tools to deal with it. You know, Horrorfrost is really nice into these guys, into any trash mobs. I highly recommend using it unless you're playing something that has the kit to clear out trash mobs like this. Uh, Executor doesn't have that, so Horrorfrost came in clutch here. I love fighting the Bellbearing Hunter with Executor because I can, stand 10 toes into him, just keep parrying until he dies. However, if you're not playing Executor, or if you find this difficult still, because you need to know his like combos and everything, the little clip of Bird Person on your screen that you've been looking at, um, it shows the strategy for when if you're not parrying this guy, you can always just go back behind him every time and just put him in a loop where he keeps slamming down his shield, and then you can get free hits on him and everything. I that is part of a video I've made. You can find it on my channel and watch the whole fight. The Black Knife Assassin can be scary to fight head on because of how mobile she is, and all the jumps and the different attacks and the spinny shit that she be doing. However, a very consistent strategy to taking her down is just baiting out that one attack that she likes to do at the end of combos and stuff, where she would jump into the air and slam down her knife into the ground, which gives you a perfect opportunity, like now, though I miss it, of getting behind her and then getting a free backstab on her. I did this fight. I didn't need to, but I wanted to for a chance of uh, maybe a nice drop, obviously a little extra runes, and of course there's another Crucible Knight behind her, and a talisman that I can grab, and you know having a fully decked out build going into the Night Lord will only make your life easier. Not necessary, but you know the faster the fight, the less chances you have to make mistakes, I guess. Now, after I saw that, I was level 14, I knew that, you know, like I could do, the Night Lord at level 14. I don't even need level 15, so I don't take any risks going into the crater. I don't need a +3 weapon. I already have Rivers of Blood, which is more than enough to take care of the omens coming up, and then Morgoth, and then Tricephalos right after that. So I just chill in the zone and wait out the timer. uh, Morgott is a very good reason for me to have picked this map. He's effectively a pushover because if you have the damage, especially with like Executor with Rivers of Blood, like you'll see how fast he dies, and he's a lot safer of a fight than having to deal with the Three Horsemen from Lindell, which is like the other potential Knight 2 boss. Some other Nightfarers would fare better against maybe the Three Horsemen instead of Morgott. But in the case of Executor, I opted for a map that has him as a Knight 2 boss because it would be a lot easier to deal with for me. But let's say if you're playing something like I don't know, Iron Eye or Duchess or Recluse, where you can dish out a lot of DPS very fast and take them down without having to worry about all the different dashes and stuff that Morgott would do. Because if the fight takes long, he starts doing all sorts of things. For me, I had already practiced the run. I practiced the boss fight. I knew that, by level 14, especially with the Rivers of Blood, I would have more than enough damage to take him down very quick. So there's no need for me to like, take any chance on, uh, you know, doing a different map, even if it was more favorable, but has the horseman at the end for a Knight 2 boss. That is a thing you should take into account. What kind of boss you'll be fighting, at night one and night two, and see which one is more favorable, which one would be easier for you. This one happened to be the case for me.
There is no escape.
Here I've added a clip of me no hitting the boss fight with the Undertaker to demonstrate, the rolling, the movement, the dodges for characters other than Executor, because in the Executor part, I am abusing the parry method. While, if you're doing this run with other characters, uh, the Undertaker, the Undertaker's point of view should serve as a demonstration on uh, how to deal with the boss fight. Normally I'd say. Uh, Now in the three dog part, the Undertaker actually is um, having an easier time dealing with this phase, simply because she requires less stamina management thanks to her skill. While with Executor, you can watch me manage my stamina while having to dodge three dogs at the same time, um, which should serve as a, well, quote unquote, representation for how you would want to do it on other uh, Nightfarers that haven't the Undertaker's basically two stamina bars or the stamina refill thanks to her skill. One useful tip I have for the boss fight is when you see Gladius about to split into three dogs, you either have to run away, roll, or in Executor's case, if you time it right, you can parry the roar before he splits into three fireballs, like now. It is imperative that you dodge that. Obviously, that's a hit. However, an important note about the fireballs, they always split, moving from the dog's right side in an arc, in front of him, like a half a circle. So if you're standing in front of him and he splits into three, the best course of action is to run towards the dog's left side, which is your right, and you'll avoid the fireballs almost every time. And that's the boss fight against Tricephalos. It's fairly simple. The worst part of it is when he splits into three, but if you keep distance and you wait out the phase, you should be fine. All right. For this run, my buddy Sif and I were getting our world's first Tricephalos duo no-hit run. I find this map a bit more suitable for ranged characters. We did rely on Everjails for the damage buff from the relic. Now, there is a better map that we did find later on, which is the one on the screen right now, from the Rod event for Tricephalus. We got this one during our GDH event where we finished the expedition as a duo, no hit as well, live on Twitch. You can find the VOD for the run on my channel if you want to follow along the path for that one. As we do go for Everjails as well, and we do get much easier Everjails than the ones we got in this run. Um, I do find this map to be a bit harder than the one in the Rot Forest, but the principles remain the same. We do 4 Everjails on this one, so that's 20% overall damage boost by the end, which was very nice. Um, Note, all 5 of the Rod event maps for Tricephalus are by far the best I've found for no hit, or in my opinion, I guess. Um, but this run should be an example that you needn't the best RNG, I guess, or the best map to pull off a no-hit run. I know the purpose of this video is to help you get the run as easily as possible, but like I said, this map works just fine, and you can always scan all the seeds and find the ones that you think are best for you, and you can always roll for those. Now, positioning and stamina management is key for ranged characters, as well as having ults for Everjails and night bosses. Um, it will not only make the fights easier, but also free up more time to do more Everjails, which means a greater damage boost. The route for this map is fairly simple. Um, we're basically moving from one Everjail to the other with the occasional stops for clearing out random enemies so they don't interfere with our boss fights or for ult charge. Seeing as I was playing Iron Eye in this run, it was a safe bet to use a relic that imbues my starting bow with holy damage in case I don't get the Erdtree bow, as it is a rare weapon drop. Holy damage for Tricephalos is very beneficial as it takes more damage from Holy, and the boss can be debuffed with Holy damage if you hit it enough times, such that it takes even more damage. So it's really weak to Holy. Um, A relic with double casts of Iron Eye's skill can be very useful for this run, for both safety and keeping the mark active on your target. I do have a couple of unique tips for Iron Eye if you plan on playing him. One is that you can change directions while dashing with your skill to use it for repositioning while applying your mark. And the other one is that uh, make sure that you always have stamina for when you want to use your skill or your ultimate. Evidently, you can't use either if you run out of stamina. I found that out the hard way uh, when, because I lost a run one time because of that. I don't know if this is a thing, to be honest, with other characters, with other Nightfarers. I've never, I've never felt it. I've never noticed it while playing other characters. So yeah, it's something to keep an eye out on. This map did have a bell-bearing hunter in the lake, which you could go for. We can follow the same strategy I've showed you before. I'm gonna throwing a little clip of me doing the fight against the bell-bearing hunter with Iron Eye. I believe I do have the full fight as a video on my channel that you can check out. It's basically the same strategy of getting behind him and baiting out the shield slam and just peppering him with damage until he goes down.
I have improved range attacks. Make sure to drops down there. I'm gonna try to drop it here. No, I can't. We're just going around this. Just be careful about the beltering. I mean, we could do him, but it's not working all the time. We could be like doing average L's. Well, just to be careful when you jump down, he seems to be camping the dungeons. Yeah, like he's literally going into the rise. Like he's walking the stairs like Subaru. Like he's literally Subaru. Oh, holy shit, he's in the rise. No, I mean level 5 and we have like all this to work with, you know. I made Fury at average L. This dude. This dude does. I am one-handing, I dropped both legged. This dude. Oh, Tangerus. Tangerus. Let's see what we got in the... Aye! I wanna take out my frustration on these poor guys. Like an abusive father. W. Hopefully he doesn't snipe us. Holy sh... Yeah, I was so scared of the troll. Yeah, he's a thrower. He's a floater. No, it's a floater. Oh, hello, another one. I love when I say this. It makes my... I think it's probably... Oh, it's something small actually, maybe Zamor or... It's... Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, man. Oh, hell. Yeah, I don't need another one. Clear out the motherfucker. The motherfucker gentleman. You know the motherfucker gentleman. I'm gonna drop one key here. I'm gonna fuck off behind. Oh, hell. Oh, nice headshot. Oh.
The dormant power reward for Everjails is different depending on the Everjail. Some of them offer you 10,000 runes as a reward, some offer you 20,000, and some offer you 30,000. So, depending on which map you're doing, and if you're, let's say, not abusing the castle, let's say if you're doing a run on a seed with trolls in the castle, so the castle is out of question. Um, it could be worth to strategize into going for the Everjails that offer you more runes, even if they have harder bosses in them to kill. Um, Obviously, that depends on how skillful you are, and how safe you can make the fight, or depending on what character you're playing. Um, I tend to go for the Everjails that I know I can comfortably beat, um, no hit, like the ones that have the easier bosses to handle, like the Crucible Knight, or um, the duelist guy with the hammers and stuff like that. Um, Usually, I wouldn't go near a Beastly Brigade Everjails, or the Everjails with the Farum Azula guys, or even the Everjails with the Crystallians. Um, those tend to be harder to do, but if just so it happens that um, you, you know you go for an Everjail that has more runes, if you find yourself in need of them, you could still take on the fight. It won't necessarily be easier than doing, I don't know, the the Dragonkin soldier, yeah, the fake dragon guy from like Nocturne from base Elden Ring. It is an option though, so that is something to consider, I guess.
bosses. I don't need to focus on you. And you have to be attacking as much as I, or as much as me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I can give it to you for the dog, for the Nightmare. I think this is Bellbearing maybe actually. It can be both at this point. If it's Bellbearing, up there is Death Right Bird, I remember. And down here is Evil Rapeman. Evil Rapeman. Yeah, yeah, so something doesn't spawn behind you. This is evil fucking one man. Rape spawn man. Okay, what is it? Okay, it's
When you get the demi-humans as your night one boss, it is highly recommended, I guess, generally speaking too, to be standing at the edge of the circle, to make sure that you're not surrounded by anything, um, that could spawn behind you and you're unaware. Um, a lot of enemies in the game do be docile um, when you're far away from them, or if you're already fighting something else and it's like they're waiting for their turn. Uh, so it is best to have as much distance between you and everything that's about to spawn, so that you can get your bearings on the fight, without having to worry about stuff that may be coming at you from behind, especially with the demi-humans, as some of them are a bit fast. Now, as for the demi-human queen and the swordmaster fight, um, it is best to take on the swordmaster first. I would suggest practicing the fight offline, or in a mod or something. Um, he can be a bit tricky. He likes to go invisible and do all sorts of crazy movement. He can parry you if you're attacking him melee and stuff. Well, I guess not parry, but more like guard counter or something. Um, and as soon as he's dead, then you can start focusing obviously on the demi-human queen. If you keep distance from her while fighting the little guy, she should be kind of neutral for the most part. You won't have to worry about her attacking you. Here we are, fighting them as a duo, and we do nuke the swordmaster very fast. That was part of our strategy to make sure that we don't we don't have to deal with Maggie attacking us, um, or the demi-humans that she would spawn as soon as the swordmaster would die. Um, it is beneficial as well to hold on to your ult for this fight. You can either use it to kill the Swordmaster first, like get him out of the way fast, or you could hold on to it for when the Demi-Human Queen spawns her minions around her, which, it could make the fight a lot easier, a lot safer, if you can just clear them out very fast.
Look if he aggroes.
So, yeah, okay.
He's not aggro. Do you have your ult?
Yes.
I'm ulting. Yeah, only 2 ultis left. It should be easy. And there are 2 HP. Yeah, that's it. You don't have a key, right? You got level 10, that's really good. I'm just not gonna use the spirit thing so I don't aggro the golem just in case, I don't know. He'll be shipping me out just standing there, menacingly. Yeah, even though I was playing, I think you were on stream, I was playing Deep of Night and I got sniped by one of them while I was on the bird. We can go down here and just clear out these enemies long way. Maybe like picking up these throwables isn't a bad idea. Actually, for like against the Bloodhound guy, or even the Crucibles. I don't think we don't have any more keys, right? Just you wanna?
We can check out the treasures.
We have a bell bearing down here. Oh, but we can check out the treasure. Yeah. I'm gonna check the scarab here. What is scarab? Oh, whoa, you actually have some throwing shits. You need to get at the moment.
I'd love to upgrade this thing.
Yeah, we can go to the mine. We can go to this one. It's a short mine. It's a pumpkin head, but we can cheese him. Oh, it isn't that? Can you clear out these dogs? Yeah. Oh, fucking! What the hell is this seed? It's a Royal Revenant over there. Go over here, up top. Oh, you can clear out these madness. It's like if you get to like level 10 plus, I'm happy. Like we just have to play the dogs correctly, you know. To your right. Over here, where I'm looking at. He wanted you. I'm gonna check out this rise, I guess, real quick. Oh, yeah. That's a good. Ooh, Carrion Slicer, let's go! It really will be huge.
I got also carried slice.
That's our luck for the next, I don't know, 20 hours. Yeah, so...
That's all there is. It's gonna get better.
It's like getting better.
All the luck. Which one did you say that was the one?
It's this one over here. Oh, sorry, this one, my bad.
That's the other entrance. Which one?
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah,
The other one that's close to the average jail. Right, I missed the average jail. No, it's this one, yeah, nice. No, just make sure to clear out the knight top right.
Here we run into the mines to grab ourselves a smithing stone to upgrade our weapons to +2. Seeing as we are not guaranteed a holy weapon of a higher rarity by the end of the run, we don't want to be lacking on damage while fighting Tricephalos. So, it's a good rule of thumb to upgrade the weapon that you're using. Unless you get a powerful rare weapon, like the Black Knife Dagger or the Ur-Tree Bow, or any holy weapon for Tricephalos. It is best to at least get your main weapon, or at least the one that you're using, to +2. For me, it's my starting bow that I have imbued with holy, and having it at +2 is a lot better than leaving it at +1 or +0. You will feel the damage, and the fight will take substantially longer if you don't upgrade your weapons. And the longer the fight lasts, the more likely you are to make mistakes. So get yourself a smithing stone, and have at least this backup for if you don't get a good holy weapon.
So over here with my ult and just loot it real quick for the key. Just to be safe, I'm gonna use my ult. Because I can't remember the last time I was hit by anything when looting these castles, but it always gets you when you didn't expect it. Like normal game, you get hit. Okay. We'll give it a check.
I'd love to hit up the merchants there.
I'm gonna kill you, right? I'm gonna kill you. You got jack shit, Eric. You wanna go see what this is? Oh, but oh, come down here. We'll go because the spear is the magic spear is. You. Okay, so we can use this and just make our way slowly towards this. Oh, this is the Banish Knights, not Banish Knights. Oh, Cult Invasion. Oh, no, wait. This is a
Oh, the arrows,
bad
the arrows. Put on the arrows.
yeah. A very bad spot to be at. To be in. Shit, can't sell it.
Do we just move northeast? I think that's where the circle's going.
That makes sense. Maybe. Or down here. We kill these merchants over here. Just slowly, you know, get the runes. If you want them like Banish Knights at least, even Crucibles, easy level 15. Actually, even at like level 11, if you play it good, we can cool. Oh, not no, that's the base. What's oh hell no. Oh hell no. One of those bosses that you know hit 20 times when you actually try to hit it, it doesn't go as planned. The only hard thing about it is it's the camera. Like I just don't find it, you know, enjoyable because of the camera. And yeah. Yeah, just kill the guys above, there's a guy above you. He locked onto you. No, there's 3 here, 3 here. All these squares make a circle. Let's see. Ah, I got it. We can hit up the merchant actually, yeah, on in the castle. Oh, holy shit. Oh, yeah, two. Oh,
Dang it! How did I forget about the idiot next to the...
This is gonna be.
Am I willing to risk it? I think
No, don't do it. We have to survive this shit. It's okay. You know, just have to play it. We had a merchant here in the castle as well. It just
that
makes
was the one I
fine.
wanted to go to.
Yeah. We could have done it
Wait,
before.
there's one here, right? And there shouldn't be a bowman with the... It's not red name, so...
I'm not sure if he's like deep in the camp
No,
or he's here
he should be
in front of
far.
that. We'll see.
It's lightning, so it's gonna be nice. So he should be on the outside.
I don't see it. No, it's not.
Oh wait, unless he's one of those inside...
It's inside, yeah. We have enemies here that we can kill for overcharge. Let me see what that's. He's not. You just need to play it. We have bats here that you can go and kill the scarab. Just gonna wait for you to start clearing the bat. Raise the defense on maximum HP. Crazy.
There's some idiots here.
Try to get closer here because these things will spawn before the zone comes. I think he's spawning for the storms.
And now the horseman trio night boss fight is preceded by you know, some perfumers, a few nobles, and you know, the chick with the crossbow that fires 3 times. It is best to focus her first, get her out of the way because she is by far the most dangerous out of all of them. Um, and then you can like pepper everything else with arrows until they're dead. As for the horseman fight, it is best to just focus the sentinel first. Generally speaking, while doing this fight solo, you'll find it that um, only the sentinel will be focusing you, while the other two will be just idle or running around in circles away from you. If you're playing something like Iron Eye, do your best to get yourself a 3-man alt. Here in this run, I failed to do that because they all started running around weird. Um, uh, yeah, the Erdtree Sentinel, it can be a bit scary, especially when he hits phase 2 and he starts doing all of these shield slams and stuff. I suggest either learning his move set, learning how to roll those, or if you're playing obviously something with range, just keep your distance. You'll find it that he will more often than not do the running charge attack, which is very easy to dodge, and then you can just make distance again and start attacking him from range. You won't have to deal with the shield slams. You won't have to deal with the with some of his more scary attacks. Um, And yeah, after he's dead, only the other small guys will be left. They don't have a lot of HP. They die rather fast. I'd say, like, sure, you're watching this guy like block my everything here, um, but eventually he will drop his guard, or you can just maneuver around him. Um, it's not that difficult of a fight. It's more like RNG is like the worst part of it. If you get too close to like more than one guy, they might all start aggroing on you, just like with Tricephalos. So try your best to only be near only one of them at any point, so that the fight is isolated. As you can see, like the Sentinel just keeps doing these running attacks, which are very easy to dodge. Um, do watch out for when he summons the ghosts of his fellow dead horsemen. Um, if they're alive, they will charge themselves. He won't keep healing um, like that if they're both dead. However, if at least one horseman is alive with him, or even just the horse, I think he'll keep the circle of healing. Either way, it's a great opening to get in some damage on him. Um, it is worth holding on to some greases. Um, if you can get your hands on some fire or rot, poison will do greatly against him. It is kind of an attrition type of fight. It can take rather long, but you know the safe route is what's important. It doesn't matter how long it takes, uh, as long as you don't mess up, so that you can get your run.
Like chill until like 40, and the rest are gonna build up.
Yeah, like
Maybe
having
check
it
if there's anything.
for the first
Yeah,
split would be really good.
yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna use my ult when they split, because I got in practice like dodging them. I'm only gonna use my ult if one of them goes behind me while I'm being chased, because that's shit gets killed.
Yeah,
Very good.
like 50%, like below maybe
Yeah,
50%.
yeah, you're gonna get a little bit more.
Yeah,
I didn't know you get ulti here, personally.
I did not know either.
It's because you're in combat. Because I see because of my stamina bar. I see I'm dodging and I'm still in combat.
Is that why we're still charging?
Yeah, yeah. I suppose because see
Okay,
if you dodge.
I think it still counts. I still think considers us in combat. So we're still charging. I mean, we charge regardless.
I don't know if you touch regard. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that this dog dies. Okay. Come on. Don't get like
Yeah,
you're in control.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going. Don't be stingy on the dashes. Don't think. If, yes. Don't forget to upgrade your stuff. Flash.
Next, and
You have holy bow, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
If he splits into three,
Even if you think you're gonna get hit by the fireballs when he splits,
yeah,
ult, dash, whatever you think, but it's okay to have a 20-minute fight.
by far, Iron Eye might be the best um, Nightfarer to fight Tricephalos. He has it the easiest. The dog will always love to like do this jump attack at you, and you can just skill through it for free, and that'll just keep him in a loop. I mean, you can see like literally the same attack every time, and you just skill through it, and you get yourself just a bunch of free hits on him. Um, the dog will split into three at like 70% HP or something like that. Um, in solo, it'll take you roughly 12 or 13 R1s with your base weapon imbued with Holy at +2 to proc the Holy debuff on him. Here in duo, it takes a few extra R1s. Um, as you saw in this fight, I was behind him, which means I was very safe from the fireballs from when he splits. The only time it can be dangerous is if you're near the edge of the arena. Other than that, if you're standing behind him, you're always safe from the fireballs. But if you're standing in front of him, always make sure to run towards his left. Your right, his left, to avoid the fireballs every time.
Yeah. Can I see?
So here I do use my ult to iframe that fire attack. It wasn't the most optimal play, but it was the safe play because that attack was kind of hard for me to dodge perfectly, and I didn't want to waste this run since we were so close. However, uh, if you can get the opportunity, it would be best, regardless of what character you're playing, it would be best to use your ult for when the dogs split into three, especially if you can hit all three of them, because you'll be doing 3 times the damage. When Gladius splits into three, all 3 dogs will aggro onto you for 1 attack. Afterwards, only the closest dog will continue being aggroed on you. However, if at any point you get close to the other two, they will start attacking you as well. Other than that, if you keep distance from them, they will be idle and you'll only have to worry about 1 dog attacking you until the next howl, that is. So, you gotta keep moving during that phase and keep all 3 dogs within your line of sight just to make sure you're safe.
You can react to this when it's coming to you. You know. Nice. Good dash. Good dash.
This is where we kill.
Don't panic. Don't panic. You can shoot them as they're coming towards you.
He's dead.
Rolls first. Rolls first. Rolls first.
Baby,
Rolls
baby,
first. Let's go.
Let's fucking go!
Well, let's go.
No. Alright, I've yapped on long enough. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and good luck out there.
Light work.
Light work.
Gunnar reaction.